Hi guys, Andrew Fessick here once again. I have another video for you. Sorry I've missed a few days. I was sick yesterday. It went over my head, totally forgot it, and Friday was not able to do it. But I'm going to talk about what happened the last few days in the markets, and basically that's it. So earnings season starts, especially with big banks. Citigroup had higher EPS, but missed revenue, and I think had higher profit. And I think they had lower expectations. And then JP Morgan was pretty much the same. This was all they have. JP Morgan and Citigroup have very similar structures in the way they make money compared to other banks, compared to each other. So that would make sense why both of them missed the earnings off of poor lending and things like that. Poor lending and trading revenues were also poor. One thing I did want to talk about was Wells Fargo as a stock. I've liked because of their asset cap. It's suppressed the stock price. They've lost money, but that's a short term thing. And I figured that they would be out of control or once they got freed from the asset cap. It would all be good. But they're not free from the asset cap. They actually see the asset cap staying on till the end of this year, which really is kind of poor and bad for the company. It's another year now that they cannot grow, and that's starting to affect what has happened in hold on. That's their profit missed a lot by a lot. And then fell in revenues as well. Their stock fell almost 1.6% today. And that really shows that this asset cap is hurting them because now they can't grow, they can't, this is what a business does. It's supposed to grow. And whether they screwed up or not, because they cannot grow, and they did screw up, but because they cannot grow, and this is now in its second year, this is a big problem because this is starting to show signs of it actually causing issues in their business. And I figured something out, and I think because they've made a lot of changes to regulatory structure, to their compliance in their bank, and they've changed the way they offer as they've said, they offer sales goals, and they make their approvals work. They've come out and said this. And then another thing, it seems they've cut jobs. They said they were going to do and they're cutting costs all around. As well as they're not making as much money this year. I think another thing we're starting to see is to get this asset cap lifted because they're making all these changes. It might just be that this is an old guy, an insider from Wells Fargo, who's running the bank, and we might need to see someone from the outside come in, from another bank come in to run the bank, to get the asset cap lifted, because this guy's done things, their CEO's done a lot, and that might be a place where it needs to go, is an outsider, because they don't want insiders in the bank still running it to let it grow. I think it's absurd that it's a second year and not letting a business grow that doesn't allow the function of a business. But aside from banks, I think Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs release tomorrow. They have, just like JP Morgan and Citigroup, have similar business structures where they make money. Goldman and Morgan Stanley are in that group as well. They have similar structures, and I think those two banks are two of the few that are expected to make more money. And have better outlooks because of where they make their money from, whereas JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank did not. So that's all I got today. A lot of banks, because that's really what it is. This week's a lot of banks. Next week will be other stuff. I think the week after that's tech. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they usually release the third week. And then for their forecasts, for bank forecast, it's looking lower than usual. Lower than it was, but we'll see what happens, and that's off of interest rates. The rates climate really is affecting banks as it should, as it will. The bonds, interest rates, the flattening yield curve. That all affects banks a lot. So that's what we're seeing. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day.